Hello guys, Përshëndetje. You are watching Learn Albanian Online, and this is the fifth part, the fifth lesson. We are going to talk about verbs. Unë quhem Elson dhe unë jam nga Shqipëria dhe sot unë do ju mësoj disa fjalë të reja në Shqip. And we are going to start with the introduction. Tell me, where are you from? Why do you want to learn Albanian? We'll start with Matt. Përshëndetje, Matt.
Përshëndetje. I'm from New York, and I want to learn Albanian so I can hopefully one day speak at least close to fluently.
Okay, perfect. Shumë mirë. For those who are watching live from YouTube, if you want to join this lesson, there are two other seats. If you want to join, you have the link below in the video description there. Let's start with Carrie. Përshëndetje.
Përshëndetje. My name is Carrie, and I am from the United States. I live in Montana. I'm Albanian because I love the language. It's very beautiful, and I have friends in Albania, and I'm going to be going to Albania this year in October and November.
Perfect. Hope to see you there then. Okay. Damen, përshëndetje. Si jeni dhe nga jeni?
Përshëndetje, unë jam Dem nga Florida. Unë dua të mësoj shqip sepse unë jam shqiptar dhe kam familje në Kosova dhe në Shqipëria.
Në Shqipëri. Shumë mirë. Perfect. Dhe Gloria, përshëndetje.
Përshëndetje, unë jam Gloria, jam nga Bulgaria, por tani banoj në Angli. Dhe duhet të mësoj shqip sepse gjuha shqipe më pëlqen shumë dhe muzika shqiptare më pëlqen shumë. Dhe duhet të flas më mirë.
Perfect. Mirë. Lenson, ni hao Lenson. Where are you from and why do you want to learn Albanian?
Përshëndetje, quhem Lenson. Unë jam nga Tajvani. Mësoj shqip sepse më pëlqen Shqipëria dhe shqip shumë.
Më pëlqen Shqipëria, mirë. We have 4 viewers from YouTube. If you want to join, the link will be in the description box below. Here we have Chad from... Okay, hello Chad.
Hey, what's going on?
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Can you tell me where are you from and why do you want to learn Albanian?
I'm from Michigan and my wife is Albanian.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for joining. This is your first time here, right? Okay, great.
Yeah,
this is the first time joining the lesson, right?
Yes.
Okay, mirë. Thank you for joining, and we'll go to Maria Isabel. You are muted. Turn on your microphone, Maria Isabel.
Përshëndetje, unë jam Maria Isabel, unë jam nga Puerto Rico. Unë dua mësoj shqip sepse unë dua Shqipëria. Unë mendoj Shqipëria është e bukur.
Perfect. Perfection again. Okay, now I'll have to mute you again because there is a noise there, okay? Mir, now I will send you a link for Chad who just joined. I'll send you a link. I want you to open that one. I have prepared the lesson for you. Today we are going to talk about verbs. For those who are watching live from YouTube, you can download this lesson. It will be in the description box below. The link will be there. For those who cannot open the link, I will screen share. If there is noise or any sound in your background, please mute yourself, okay? Mir, we are going to start now. Do you all see the document or my screen? Everyone can see it? Okay, great. So today we'll talk about verbs. What is a verb? What are the types of verbs? Especially we are going to talk about verbs that end in -y. And regarding the tense, we are going to talk about present simple and present continuous. So the present tense. If there is any question, you can feel free to interrupt me anytime, ask me anything, not only regarding the language, but culture, etc., music, anything. We are going to start with the first, at the end of the lesson, so the last 5 minutes, you are going to build some sentences in Albanian, so pay attention during the lesson, and you can keep notes, you can write your sentences. At the end of the lesson, each one of you is going to tell me 3 sentences in Albanian, okay? Mir, let's start with the second slide. What is a verb? It's written there. Verbs are words that show an action. For example, the verb to sing, the verb that show a word that I don't know how to pronounce, Carrie. Occurrence, right?
Occurrence.
Occurrence, okay. And the verb that shows a state of being, such as to exist or to be also. And almost every sentence requires a verb. So there are some sentences, for example, a beautiful day, that can be a sentence. It does not have a verb. Mere, depending on their ending. In Albanian language, there are several types of verbs. So I'm going to write their endings here. We have verbs that end in y, which are very, very common. And this class we are going to talk today. And we have verbs that end in M. Those verbs that end in M. For example, to hem. We have verbs that end in a vowel. For example, happy, etc., etc. We are going to talk in another lesson. Verbs that end in a consonant. And verbs that are irregular. Okay, now in today's lesson we are going to talk only about verbs that end in y. Try to memorize as many as you can, because at the end you are going to create some sentences in Albanian. Okay, now let's start with in the slide number 3. Before we start with conjugating the verb, we should know what is a mood first. What is a mood in grammar? Now, a mood is how the speaker feels about what he or she wants to say or wants to express. For example, if you want to say, I am somewhere, that is a different mood. And if you say, I want to go somewhere, it's different. If you want to say, go there, that's a different mood as well. So this is a mood in Albanian. And the mood of the sentence is expressed by the verb, what we are going to study today. In Albanian, we have several moods. We have indicative. This is the mood we are going to talk today. And we have the second one, subjunctive. It's called. You use it with modal verbs. I want to. Some of you said, unë dua të mësoj shqips. That is subjunctive mood. Then we have imperative. Imperative is when you give commands or instructions, for example, go there or do this, etc. And it will be in a different mood, of course. Then we have, these are the 3 most used moods. Of course, we have some other ones that English does not have or other languages. We have optative. This is a wish. If you want, for example, rofsh. Have you noticed that word, rofsh? That means thank you, but the meaning is I wish you live long. Okay, so it's a wish. It is expressed through the verb roi, to live long or to exist. We have another mood which is called admirative. That's another mood. That is when you're surprised, you express it using this mood. And the last one, conditional. Conditional mood, that's the last one. The first 3 ones, those are very, very used. And then optative and admirative are 2 others that English does not have. Okay, we are going to start with the first class of verbs and the first mood, indicative, that one there. In Albanian, most of the languages, most of the verbs, around 65% of them end in y letter. They are all conjugated the same. We will see an exception in the next slide, but most of them are conjugated the same. If you know how to conjugate the verb puno, you will know how to conjugate 65% of the verbs. So memorize this structure that I will write now, and it will be very easy and very helpful for other verbs also. Okay? Now, I know that most of you know this one, but I will write it for those who do not know it yet. So we are going to start with the verb punoi, to work in Albanian. And the conjugation is as follows. Un punoi, that means I work. Ti punon, that means you work. The second and the third is the same for these types of verbs. So for every verb that ends in y, the second and the third will be the same. Ajo punon. I work, you work, he, she works. Now let's go to the plural. We work. In Albanian we say ne punojm. You work, plural you or formal you punoni. And the last one, they work, ata, ato, punoin. Now, I will make it easier. First of all, what is the step to follow this structure, or how to memorize it better? The first step is remove the last letter at the end of the verb, the last letter of the verb. So from punoi, remove that one, you get puno. That puno is the root of the verb. The root of the verb remains the same from the first one until the last one. So as you can see, we have puno in the first one, puno in the second, and until the last one. That is the root of the verb that remains the same for every person. Okay? Now, at the end, there are some other letters. Those are called suffixes or endings. Those are the ones that are different from one person to another, except the second and third, which are the same. Those are the ones you have to memorize, because every other verb that belongs to this class follows the same rule, like this one here. Okay? So, un punoi, I work. Ti punon, you work, etc., etc. Do not confuse the plural we, ne punoim, with an M, with they work, ata, ato, punoin, with an N. Okay? Now, in grammar, this tense is called present simple. I work. Un punoi na Shqipëri, I work in Albania. Present simple indicates mostly like facts. I work here, I do this, etc., etc. What about the negative form? I don't work. All you have to do is put a nuk right there. Not capitalized, but I'm capitalizing to highlight it. So, un nuk punoi, that means I don't work. Be careful, not like in English at the end of the verb. So no, in English it's the same, but in other languages. Nuk punoi, nuk is in front of the verb. You will never see it after the verb, nuk. The same with the other persons. Ti nuk punon, you don't work. Ai, ajo nuk punon, he, she doesn't work, etc. Mir, this is present simple. What about present continuous? For example, I am working. How do you say that? In Albanian, we say un po punoj. Just a po there, nothing else. Now that po has many uses. Un po punoj, sorry, un po punoj is the present continuous form. So, any questions?
You wouldn't say unyam. You wouldn't say unyam.
Okay, now that's a great question. In English, you do say I am working. Now, I will highlight the corresponding parts of that sentence. That one in yellow is this one in yellow on the other side. And that word here in green, it is this punoi here. In Albanian, you do not translate the verb to be in the present continuous tense. Or, in other words, if you use ing, you will not translate the verb to be. So, un po punoi, you will never see it like this, unyam, I am, and then po punoi. Okay?
Rosh.
Carrie, any questions?
Yes. No. Oh, well, how would you say I am not working?
Okay, now that is the present continuous form, and positive. Negative form is nuk in front of po, not in front of the verb. So un nuk po punoj, I am not working. The same with the other ones. Ti nuk po punon, you are not working, etc., etc. So first of all, let me delete this that I just added here, because we are going to create some sentences. Carrie, how do you say I work in Montana?
Un punoi na Montana. Oh, Montana.
Very well. Un punoi na Montana. Damen, how do you say she works in Montana?
Tipunan na Montan.
And what about she works in Montana?
She works? Oh, sorry. So, yeah, ayo punan na Montan.
Very well. Ayo punon na Montana, that is correct. One more thing, personal pronouns or subject pronouns, I, you, he, she, we, you, they, those are optional. You do not need to use those are optional. You can just say punon na Montana, okay? But regarding the second and third, since punon is the same for ti, ai, and ayo, it is better to use that one. Mir, how do you say we do not work in Albania, Lenson? We do not work in Albania. How do you say that one?
Nuk punojm në Shqipëri.
Very well. Ne nuk punojm në Shqipëri. We do not work in Albania, etc. Now let's go to the other tense, present continuous form. Gloria, how do you say they are working in England?
Noin Nangli.
Yes, ata po punoin na angli, right? Ata po punoin na
Oh
angli.
yeah, Popunong, yeah.
Because it's continuous form, they are working ata po punoin na angli, etc., etc. Mir, all these what we said, those were statements. How do we change this in a question form? So, do I work? Do you work? Does he work? Etc. All you have to do is flip or inverse or exchange those two words from un punoi to punoyun, like that. That's all. Punoyun, do I work? The same with an punoyun, it's not very used, do I work? But of course, you can use the second person, do you work? Punonti, like that. Okay, any questions?
What's the difference between apunonti and punonti?
Okay, now you can optionally add an a at the beginning of the sentence. Apunoyun, do I work? Apunonti, do you work? That is optional.
Okay.
Okay. Now, question for Carrie. Carrie, how do you say in Albanian? Does she work in Montana?
Punon ayo na Montana?
Very well. So optionally, it's optional. Apunon ayo na Montana, like that. Apunon ayo na Montana. The answer yo ayo nuk punon Montana, etc. Or po she works. Mir. Question for the man. How do you say we are not working in Albania?
Nenuk punoim na Shqipëri.
Working, ing.
Nenuk po punoim.
Very well. Perfect. Ne nuk po punojmë në Shqipëri. We are not working in Albania. So nuk in front of po in front of the verb. Let me see, Matt, do you have any questions?
No, you're doing a great job though.
Okay, so this is the structure. It is the same for all the other verbs. We will see it. Remember just this verb punoi. Remember all these sentences we just created, etc. And it will be the same for all the other ones. Okay. Remember, in a statement, I work. In a question, work I. That's how we say it. Work I. So flip the positions of those two words. Present continuous form, working, ing in English, in Albanian po. Negative form, I don't, unuk, punoj, like that. Do you have any questions? What was your name? Chad? You are muted, so can you unmute yourself?
Hola, hey.
Yeah, do you have any questions?
No, I'm just trying to pay attention. I'm not,
okay.
I don't know much.
Okay, Mir. Now let's go in the next verb, the verb banoi. That is the verb to live. Now this structure, to live, in grammar it is called infinitive of a verb. So if you might hear someone saying, what is the infinitive of this verb, etc. That is in English to, and then the verb to live, to work, etc. But in Albanian we take the first person, just punoi, banoi, etc. Banoi is the verb to live. The conjugation is as follows: un banoi. So what is the first step? Remove the last letter, find out the root of the verb. The root of the verb is bano. So I will write, first of all, bano everywhere, bano, ti bano. Then I will add the suffixes. Ayo, bano, ne, bano, you, bano, ata, ato, bano. All you have to do now is add those suffixes, the same that we talked earlier in the verb to work. So in the first one, y, banoi. The second and the third are the same, just an n at the end, banon, banon. Plural we, banoim, banoni, banoin, like that. So the suffixes are the same for every single verb of this class. Those are the ones you have to memorize. They are the same. Then the root of the verb, that's the one who changed regarding the verb you want to conjugate. So banoi, I live, you live, etc. Now my question is for Matt. Matt, how do you say I don't live in Albania?
Un nuk banoi Shqipëri.
In Albania?
Ne Shqipëri.
Very well. Un nuk banoj në Shqipëri, that is correct. Mirë. Carrie, what about where are you living?
Okay. Who?
Correct. It's a
Who,
question, so
yeah. So who banonti kuusht banonti?
no. Hold on.
No?
So where are you working? ING.
Oh, kupo.
Yes, correct. Kupo banonti. Where are you living? Kupo banonti. You do not translate us or yam, etc. The verb to be is not translated in the present continuous form. Okay? So kupo banonti. Un po banoj në Tiranë. Okay, I'm living in Tirana, etc. Here's another question, another sentence. Ne banojmë në Durrës. Ne nuk po banojmë në Durrës. We are not living in Durrës, etc. Damen, how do you say in Albania? In Albanian, do you live in Albania?
Do you live in Albania? Is banon në Shqipëri.
Very well. Abanon në Shqipëri, or you can say the plural or formal one. Abanoni në Shqipëri, that is correct. Mirë. Now I just conjugated these two, punoj and banoj. There will be a list of verbs that I will write now in the next slide. Memorize this one, memorize this structure, and then follow exactly the same structure, or memorize those endings, because those are the ones that are the same for every verb. Memorize those, and then at the end of the lesson, you will write those, you will tell me those sentences that you have created, okay? Now, let's go to the next slide, and I will write some other verbs here. Exactly the same conjugation, follow the verbs below. The first verb I will write there is the verb mësoj. That is the verb to learn, mësoj. Lenson, do you remember the conjugation of that verb?
Po,
Okay, the first step, tell me the root of the verb.
So you take out the yod in the end, so you have the root maso, and then you add the suffix or the personal endings.
Yeah, suffixes, you are correct. So the first one, the suffix is
Masoi.
Yes. The second, the third were the same. What was it?
Timason.
Umir, and the same. Ayayo, mason.
Ayayo mason.
We learn.
Nemsoim.
Very well. You learn.
You masoni.
Yes, and they learn.
Atato masoin.
Perfect, Shumir. Atato masoin is correct. Okay, so maso is the root of the verb that remains the same from the first until the last one. You add those suffixes that were standard. They are the same for every other verb of this class. Mir, now I will remove this one here because I will write some other verbs. The next question will be for Carrie. I will write the verb first. The verb to study, studioi, to study. Okay. Carrie, can you conjugate that verb?
Un studioi.
Go ahead.
Studion.
Oh.
Ion.
Oh. Ne.
Studioim.
Sumir. You. Go ahead.
And then last one, ato.
Studioin with an N. Right? Atato studioin. They study. The next one is for damen, bëj. That is the verb to make or to do. Can you conjugate that verb, damen? Un
bëj.
Ti
bën.
O.
Ajo bën.
O.
Ne bëjmë.
O.
Ju bëni.
Mirë.
And ata ato bëjnë.
Okay. Bëjnë, shumë mirë. Unë bëj, ti bën, ai bën, ne bëjmë, ju bëni, ata të bëjnë. So remember this structure. At the end, you create some sentences. Let's go to the next verb. The next is for Gloria. Filloi is the verb to start or to begin. Gloria, can you conjugate that?
Yeah, so filloi, ti fillon, ajo fillon, në fillojmë.
Okay.
Ne philoim, philoni, philoni, and atato philoin.
Philoin, correct. Atato philoin. That is a verb to start. Now, how to create sentences? Follow the same structure as the verb punoin that we learned in the previous slide. Exactly the same structure. Change some destinations at work, etc. Some other words, but the structure is the same. The verb is the same. We'll start with Maria Isabel. Unmute yourself. Mbaroi. That's the verb to finish or to end.
Baroi,
Yep,
un baroi.
So, Shumir, ti?
Un baroi, ti baron, ayayo baron. Ne baroin, you baroni, ata ato baroin.
Yes, Shumir. Ne mbaroim, M sound, mbaroim, you mbaromi, and ata ato mbaroim.
Ato baroin.
Perfect, Shumir. Now, mute yourself again, please, and then we'll start with the next student. Okay, disculpa-me. Okay, the next one will be Matt. Matt, the verb ledzoi, ledzoi, to read. Go ahead.
Un lezoi, ti lezon, aio lezon, ne lezoima, you lezoni, atato lezoin.
Very well. Atato ledzon. That X is pronounced z. Like, perfect. Show me. The next one will be for, the next verb is shkruai. That's a verb to ride, and Chad will conjugate that one. Go ahead. You are muted. I cannot hear you. If you, oh, he has left. Okay, he left. Let me see here. Lenson.
Un shkruaj. Ti shkruan. Ajo shkruan. Në shkruajm. Ju shkruani. Ata ato shkruajm.
Very well. Shumir, shkruajm, it's correct. Very well. The next verb I'll write here is, hold on, is the verb curtsy. Curtsy. That is curtsy. That's either the verb to dance, or to jump. Curtsy. The conjugation damen.
Curtsy. Ti kotsan.
Shumir.
Ayayo kurtsen. Ne kurtsoim.
Kurtseim, kurtseim.
Kurtsein. You kurtseni.
Shumir.
Ta ato kurtsein.
Very well. Atato kurtsein is correct. There are some viewers from YouTube. If you want to join, visit learnalbanianonline.net, and there you have the link to join this lesson. There are some available seats. Let's go to the next verb. The verb is kandoi, to sing. Okay. Now let me see. Matt, can you conjugate that verb, please?
Un kandoi, ti kandon, aio kandon, ne kandoima.
Shumir.
You kandoni, atato kandoin.
Very well. That's the verb to sing, the same as punoi, masoi, etc. The next verb is notoi. That's the verb to swim, notoi. For example, un notoi. So the conjugation, un notoi, ti noton, aio noton, ne notoim, you notoni, ata ato notoin. Let's go to the next verb. The next verb is luai. That's the verb to play, luai. The conjugation the same as the other verbs. And the last one is gatuai. That's the verb to cook or to bake. Now, do you have any questions, any of you? Okay, now we'll start with Carrie. Carrie, make a sentence using any of these.
Okay. Let's see.
The same with the other students.
Yeah. Okay. A tipo gatuai.
That's all?
Yeah. Tipo. No, I was going to ask a question.
So go ahead.
Poti gatuai.
Okay, now why gatuai?
Because gatuai. Gatuan.
Yes.
Sorry.
One more thing. It's a question, not gatuan.
No. Okay. So there's so a po gatuan.
At the end. Okay. It's a question, right? You flip the position. It's a question.
Yep,
So
okay.
apo gatuanti. Can you translate that, Damen?
Are you cooking?
Very well, Shumir. The next sentence will be Damen, go ahead. Use any of these verbs and create a sentence.
Una toy na plage.
Un notoi na plage. I swim at the sea. Un notoi na plage. Shumir. Let me see. Lenson? And then Matt, go ahead, Lenson.
Nepo masoim ship.
Very well, Shumir. Nepo masoim ship. Can you translate that, Matt?
Yeah, we are learning Albanian.
Very well, Shumir. And what if I remove po, Matt? Can you translate it, the sentence now?
We learn Albanian.
Very well, Shumir. So we learn Albanian. It's more like a fact that is present simple. We are learning Albanian. That is present simple. An action happening at the moment of speaking. Let's start with Matt. Can you create your sentence?
Can I use a different verb?
Yes, any verb. Go ahead.
Un po pi cafe.
Yeah, un po pi cafe. Now that verb pi, it doesn't belong to this category. It doesn't follow this conjugation, but that is a correct sentence. Un po pi cafe, I'm drinking coffee. Maria Isabel, so create your sentence and then mute yourself again, please.
Okay, let me see. Un po kërshej, o kërshej neshtune.
Un po kërcej, right?
Neshtune.
Tështunën. Right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now in grammar that is not correct. Can you explain me why?
Kërshej.
No, now kërcej is correct. The verb is used correctly there. Also po, but the rest of the sentence as a whole, like that, it's not correct. Can you tell me why? Or anyone can tell me why, Carrie?
On Saturday. Tashtunen. It's Tashtunen is like to say I go somewhere on Mondays, right? With that?
On Monday, you're on Saturday in this case. Yep.
Yeah.
But there is something wrong with the sentence, Gloria.
I think it shouldn't be present continuous because it's like every Saturday.
Oh, okay, now you were very close, but now if we use po, what is po? It expresses an action happening at the moment of speaking. If you say tështunen, it's not the moment of speaking, right? It is on Saturday. It is not correct. It is not correct to say I am dancing on Saturday, right? If you want to use on Saturday, then you will use a different tense. In the future, I will dance on Saturday, but not I am dancing on Saturday. You understand it?
Oh,
okay, so instead of tështunen, you can say tani, now. Okay, un po kërcej, or you can say un po kërcej vale, which is a traditional Albanian dance, right? But not a word that indicates the future or the past. Okay, Mir. Other ones who, Gloria, create a long sentence, please.
Filmi filon në orën 8 dhe mbaron në orën 10.
Very well, Shumir. So filmi fillon në orën 8 dhe mbaron në orën 10. Can you translate that, Damen? Damen? I cannot hear you. You're muted again. You're muted. I cannot hear you.
The film begins at 8 and ends at 10.
Very well, Shumir. It starts or begins, or it finishes or ends. That is correct. Very well. Now I will be asking some questions to each one of you. The first one goes to, let me see, to Damen. Damen, çfar po bën ti tani?
Tani, unyam mesoi ship me internet.
Okay, I will write it here. Tani unyam po mesoi ship. There is something wrong with that sentence. Can you correct it, Damen?
Oh yeah, yam needs to go away.
So, yeah, very well. So, tani un po mesoj ship, okay? When you use ing, you do not translate the to be form. Now, this C must have a comma underneath it. I do not have the symbol on my keyboard, but it has a comma underneath the C. Okay, so tani un po mesoj ship, now I am learning Albanian. The next question goes to Lenson. Lenson, çfar po shkruan ti tani?
Çfar po shkruan ti tani? Tani un po shkruaj. I'm writing. Liber.
Yes, mia liber. Very well, Shumir. Instead of me liber, you can say a letter, message, email, etc. Here. The next question goes to Kerry. Kerry, kur, I'll write it here. Kur fillon ti mësim në Shqip? Kur, not ku, kur.
Kur, when? When began?
Go ahead, answer in Albanian.
When do you, let me see, begin to learn when? Un mësoj, un mësoj ship and nunt.
Okay, na or none. I learned Albanian at 9. Now, very well, Shumir. Or another sentence answer would be use the verb filloj. So un filloj mësim, right?
Okay.
So un filloj mësim në Shqip, në orën 9. I start lesson in, yes, or I start or I begin lesson in Albanian at 9. The next question goes to who hasn't created a sentence? Matt, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the question for you. Çfar po mëson ti tani?
Çfar
po mëson ti tani?
What is it again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, what are you learning now?
Çfar po mëson ti tani? Un po mësoj tani fjalës.
What? Fjal?
Fjal.
Now that means I'm learning words. That is correct. Un po mësoj fjal, I am learning words. Un po mësoj fjal në Shqip, I'm learning words in Albanian. Mirë. Theater, who hasn't made a sentence? Maria Isabel? Right? Okay, we'll start with Maria Isabel. Maria Isabel, gatuan ti? Gatuan ti?
Yeah.
In Albanian?
Yeah. Nuk gatuaj.
So yo un nuk gatuaj. No, I do not cook. That is correct. Here. Mute yourself again, please. And we'll go. Any questions here? Any words you want me to pronounce again? Anything?
Yep.
Go.
Lenson, Matt, Kerry, Gloria?
No.
No. Okay. The next slide, I'll write just some other verbs. We are not going to conjugate them because the conjugation is exactly the same. So I will just write some other verbs that belong to the same class. They are conjugated exactly the same. I will start with the verb mendoi. That is the verb to think. Mendoi, the pronunciation. I'll continue with the verb kuptoi. That is the verb to understand. Okay. The next verb is pëlqej. That is the verb to like. Pëlqej is the verb to like. There are some viewers from YouTube. If you want to join, the link will be in the description box. Let's go to the next one. We have the verb shkoj. That is to go. Shkoj. Do not confuse it with shikoj. That's the verb to watch or to see. Shikoj. The next verb is luai. I think I said it right. Luai, to play.
Yeah.
I'll write it here. To play, luai. The next verb is lie. Lie, it means to wash. Lie. Okay. Yeah. These are all verbs. The next one is telefonoi. That's a verb to call. Not to call by name, but to call on the phone. Telefonoi. The next one is haroi. That's a verb to forget. Forget. Haroi. Then we have dihmoi. That's the verb to help. Dihmoi. That age is almost silent. Dihmoi. Then we have an important verb, the joy. That's the verb to listen or to hear. The joy. Another verb is vajdoi. That's the verb to continue. Continue. And the last one is shioi. Shioi is the verb, Gloria?
Taste.
Yes, that's the verb to taste. Yes, or to try, you are correct. But only to try the food or drink something else, not clothes, etc. Shioi, to taste. Now I want each one of you to create a sentences using these. We'll start with Carrie. Use any of these and create a sentence.
Okay. Okay, sorry. Mendoi Shqiperia is shumë e bukur.
Very well, perfect. Now that we say in Albania, that is optional. You don't have to use that one. I think that mendoj se Shqiperia është e bukur. I think Albania is pretty beautiful. That is correct. Say that one in brackets. That means that. I think that. Mir. Let's go, Damen.
Un po dëgjoj Elson.
Yes, Sumir. Correct. Now my name must be in a different case. I'll write it here Elsonin, like that. I am listening to whom. The Elsonin, it is equal to this in Albanian, to Elson, right? To this word. In Albanian, we just say Elsonin, like that. Mirë, un po dëgjoj Elsonin, I'm listening to Elson, that is correct. Let's go to Gloria.
I have a hard one for you. So, ai gjithmonë haron të telefonojë motrën e tij.
Very well, Shumir. Ai gjithmonë haron të telefonoj motrën e tij. Now, Gloria has used two different moods here. Të telefonoj, that is subjunctive there, and the verb haron, that one that we are actually talking in this lesson, indicative. Okay, so two different moods in the same sentence. He always forgets to call his sister. Let's go to Lenson.
Unë shkoj me makine në kinema.
Në kinema, very well. Në kinema, at the cinema. I go by car at the cinema, very well. In present continuous, that will be met. The same sentence in present continuous.
I go with the car to the movies.
Yes. Now in present continuous, I am going. We say in Albanian.
Un po shkoj me makinë
Perfect.
kinema.
Very correct. So I'm going un po shkoj. I go un shkoj. Both are very correct. Who else? Maria Isabel. You know the drill. Go ahead. No te puede escuchar ahora.
Un kuptoj shqip shumë mirë.
Very well. Un kuptoj shqip shumë mirë. I understand Albanian very well. That is correct. Perfect. Now, you all read something? Yep, you did. Now, any questions? Anything else?
I have a question for you.
Tell me.
I was wondering about the silent H in words like the boy and dog. Do you have any rule for them, or you have just to memorize them?
Okay, now the silent D, moi. This one you mean?
Yeah, and like ifto.
Yes, ifto. Now that one depends on the dialect. That depends on the word itself. Now the silent, if it is at the beginning of the word, if the word starts with that, it must be pronounced. For example, haroi, like that. Okay, so haroi. And not so it must be pronounced. In the middle of the word, it is often not pronounced, so we say ndimoi instead of ndihmoi. Okay, so at the beginning it must be pronounced. In the middle, sometimes it is not, sometimes it is pronounced. Other questions? Or you said iftot. Now that one, iftot, I say iftot, that is silent, iftot. Okay. Other question? Here's another word. I will write it here. This is the verb to know someone. Nyoh, nyoh. Now I pronounce it as nyoh, like that. That age is silent again. Nyoh. In dialect, that age in dialect. So in iftot and nyoh, that age it switches to a f. Nyof, iftoft, like that. But that is dialect. That is not correct. Okay. Other questions?
What is to know material? To know subjects?
Yeah, to know a something, to know a fact, to know a language, etc. We say di. To know something. For example, nuk e di, I don't know it. But nuk e njoh, it means I don't know him or her.
Yeah.
Other questions? Damen?
Yamir.
Yemir, okay. Kiri?
I'm good. I got it.
Okay, Mir, okay. Let's go to the next slide. There are two exceptions, which means these two verbs that we are going to talk right now, slide number 7. These are exceptions. They do not follow the rules that we just said earlier. Only these two, no other ones. 65% of the Albanian verbs follow the same conjugation like we mentioned earlier. What is wrong with the verb vi? This is conjugation un vi. So far, so good. Ti vien, it's different. Ayo, vien, again different. Now we go back to a normal verb like punoi mesoi. We just learned how to conjugate that. Ne vim, you, vini, ata, ato, vin. What happened in this verb? Now, the first person, as you can see, or the root of the verb is just v, like that. Now with the root does not remain the same from one person to the last one, because the second, the third, from vi, it has changed to ye, vien, like that. So this verb is one of the exceptions. However, the suffixes, the endings are exactly the same. They do not change. Okay? And the change, why it is an exception? Because in the second and the third person, it is not vin, like that, and ai of vin. But it is vien. The root from e has changed to ye. Un viti, vien, vien. Negative form is un nuk vi, like that, the same as I don't work. Un nuk vi, I don't come. The present continuous form, un po vi, I am coming. Un po vi, I'm coming, etc. Tipo vien, you are coming. Nga po vien, where are you coming from? Or literally, from where? Nga, it means from where. From where are you coming? Nga po vien. Okay. Ne po vim nga puna. We are coming from work, etc. So this was one of the exceptions. Any questions?
No.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Now, ble is something different. In many books, or when you read it somewhere, etc., you will see it as a regular one. In many others, you will see it a different form. I will write it here. So the conjugation is as follows: un blei. That's the verb to buy. Un blei. So far, it's okay. Ti blen. It's still okay. The root has not changed. The suffix the same. Ai, aio, blen. Still, it's the same. Ne blame. Still, it's normal. Now here in you might see two forms. You can either see you bleni, it's so far so good the same, or you blini like this. Okay? So the plural form, tell me, any questions?
Couldn't you also say, you could also use paguai?
Paguai, it's to pay.
Similar, no?
To buy and to pay in grammar, those are different verbs.
Okay.
Right? So you bleni, so the plural you there, or the formal you, has two forms, you bleni or you blini. That's why it is considered like an exception. And the last person I thought of blame. Okay, now any questions? So negative form, nu blei, I don't buy. Continuous form, poblen, you are buying. Negative form, aio, nu poblen, she is not buying, nu poblen, like that. Okay, what are you buying? Çfar poblen, what are you buying? Çfar poblen, etc. I am not buying, nu poblei, etc., etc. Any questions? Damen, Kiri, Lenson, Jory, Matt? Anything? Okay, let's go to slide number 8. Now I will write some sentences, or I will ask each one of you, and you are going to tell me the Albanian translation. So I will start with Damen. This is a person's name. How do you say in Albanian? Artani is cooking dinner at the kitchen.
Artani është po gatu.
Okay, go ahead.
Dinner, I forget what dinner is.
Dinner is dark.
Oh, dark, yeah.
At the kitchen?
No, cuisine.
No, cuisine is correct. Now there is something wrong with that sentence. Can you correct it yourself?
It should not be in there, right? Just
yeah, correct. So Artani po gatuan dark na cuisine. Artani is cooking dinner at the kitchen, or is making dinner also. Let's go to Kiri. How do you say in Albanian? We are learning Albanian on the internet.
We.
Go ahead. Ne.
Sorry. Ne mësojmë. Oh, we are learning. Ne.
Yep.
Ne po mësojmë. Ship.
Albanian.
The internet.
Ship na internet. We are learning Albanian on the internet. Ne po mësojmë shqip on internet. That is correct. Mir, let's go to Lenson. They are reading a book in English.
Ata or ato?
From here. Reading.
Po lezojnë. Nia libër.
In English.
In English, well.
English. Yes. Ata po lexojnë një libër në anglisht. They are reading a book in English. The next question is, let me see. Gloria, how do you say in Albanian? Are they singing at home? Are they singing at home?
Apo këndojnë ato në shtëpi?
Very well, shumë mirë. Apo këndojnë ato në shtëpi? Do they sing at home? A këndojnë ato në shtëpi? Like that. The next question is for, let me see, Matt. How do you say in Albanian? You are writing a letter in Albanian. You are writing.
You posh. You T.
You it's correct. You are writing.
Okay. You. Scrony.
Okay, now what is the verb to ride?
Screw-eye?
Screw-eye. Like that. Now choose the correct person. Go ahead. You
po screw-oni?
Screw. What is the root?
Screw-a.
So, screw-a.
Screw-a-oni?
There.
Screw-ani?
Very well. You po screw-ani. A letter.
You po screw-ani?
Oh.
What was the rest of the sentence?
Yeah, in Albanian we say një, a letter in Albanian.
Një letra?
Një letter, në shqip. Në shqip. Okay? Very well. You po shkruani një letër në shqip. You are writing a letter in Albania. Very well. The next question for Maria Isabel. Como se dice en albanés? We are reading a book. I cannot see you.
We are reading a book. Okay.
Yes.
Ne lexojmë një libri.
Hold on. There are 3 mistakes there. So we are reading. What is it again?
Ne po lexojmë.
Lexojmë. And there and liber.
Liber.
Yes. Ne po lexojmë një libër. That's all. We are reading a book. Mute yourself again, por favor, and let's go to Kiri. Kiri, how do you say in Albanian? She lives in Tirana, but she is from Durrës.
God. Ayo, just a second.
To live?
Ayo.
Someone was whispering?
Yes, what is it? Live.
Bano, yes. So ayo banon. She lives.
Right, I couldn't find it. I wrote it down. Ayo banon. She lives what?
In Tirana?
Na Tiran.
No, not Iran, but she is from Durrës.
For ayo.
Is from
Ga.
Durrësi, because that's it. Okay, ayo banon në Tiranë, por ajo është nga Durrësi. Those ayos are optional. Mirë, I will write a sentence here. Po vi në shtëpi tani. I'm coming home now. Or kur filloni dhe kur mbaroni mësim në shqip. When do you start and when do you finish lesson in Albanian? The lesson. Ne po shkojmë në kinema. Ku po shkoni ju? Where are you going? Etc. etc. Any questions? Damen, Lenson?
I have a question about the question. The fourth one down, maybe the ato kondoin ato na shtepi.
Oh, yep. Go ahead.
Ato required in that sentence.
Now, ato, if Gloria said that one, if Gloria means a group of girls, then she uses ato. If she means a group of boys or genders, then ato.
If you don't say anything, it's just understood as a group of boys.
Yeah, if you don't say anything, it is probably ata because that includes both genders. Okay. But if you mean feminine, then you should say ato there. Other questions? Preguntas? Anything? Okay, I hope you have created any sentences. Has any of you created any sentences that you'd like to share?
I have
Any
one.
of you? No? Tell me.
Më vjen shumë mirë të shikoj këtu.
Okay, perfect. Now that is a different mood. That is subjunctive. I'm glad to see you here. So you eat dinner when it's dark out. That's how I remember it. Okay, dark out. Yes, dark. That's the same English pronunciation. Dark, damen. Okay, if you want to remember dinner, dark, right? So dinner time, dark in Albanian. Dinner in English, dark. And Chad, okay, Chad, where are you from? Rosh, okay. Any other questions? Anything else? Any comments? Okay, this lesson will be posted on YouTube in a couple of seconds. You can download this lesson in the description box below. And if you have any other questions, you can visit my website, learnalbanianonline.net. And nothing else. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. The next lesson will be still about verbs, still about present indicative mood, but we'll talk about different verbs. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I hope I will see you in the next one.
Mirë
Yeah,
pafshim,
mirë
Rosh.
Faleminderit.
Faleminderit. Mirë pafshim. Bye. Mirë pafshim. Adios.
Let me endure it.
De nada.